What's up, Dirty Cones? No, it's not going to be a voiceover the whole time. I just, you see this man? So I'm going to tell you a great story about this guy. Then I'm going to tell you just a little bit about my friend Sean Harvell, who's no longer with us. And, I don't know. So just, here's the story. So, during Katrina, what's up? I get dropped into this mass of people. There's 500 people. And, I'm with Curtis. And we're having a good time. It's Curtis and I were having a good time during... Alright, so it sounds bad. I was having so much fun picking up people, getting to work, like getting to do what you train to do all the time. You don't even... You feel bad because you're like, oh, but at the same time you're like, man, this is better than any training I'll ever get. And that's kind of how I think I kept myself busy with not thinking about how gigantic destruction was, as I just focused on work. And, you know, that I was helping people and had to be strong for them, so when they came up, I'd give them smiles. So, or when I got down to them, I'd give them smiles. So I get lower down into this mass of humanity, and they just envelop me. And I mean, everybody's taller than me, you know, because I'm short. And I could hear on my radio, like, they are freaking out. They're like, oh my God, he's gonna get killed. Oh, like, people just were, which I want to state. Some people were shot at. I was not shot at. I didn't carry a weapon. I wasn't going to shoot at an American who just went through a flood. So, I don't care. I'm not saying that people weren't shot at. I'm just saying I wasn't shot at. And I'm saying that by my demeanor and by probably the fact that I didn't have a weapon, people listened to me and were more prone to be like, okay, this guy's smiling. He must know something I don't. So they, surrounded by people, helicopter crews freaking out, dude, he's gonna get killed, and they don't. This guy, the guy in the picture, steps up to me. He's like, hey, I want out of here now. Like, take me. And I looked at him and I said, are you a man? He's like, yeah. I said, look around. You got women, you got children, you got old people. I said, let's get them out of here first. And let's do what men do. Men take care of their people. And this guy went from, like, I won't say he was scared, but he was probably very concerned, to okay. And he started triaging people for me. And he lined everybody up. So we'd take, 6 people with us, fly away, come back, and he'd have them lined up and would walk them out. And this was about the 3rd time that we came back, and I took the picture with him because I was afraid that it was dwindling. And I was like, dude, you're awesome. If we ever, find each other again, I'm buying you a beer or 2 or 3, because he helped us, and a bunch of other helicopter crews landed, and, picked up everybody. And we came back the last time, and he was gone. And I was pretty bummed, but that's another gentleman I would love to know what happened to. So he was pretty... I thought he was pretty awesome. So, the reason I bring this up is on Instagram the other day, some people were hassling Lachey, and did not have very many nice things to say, and then they threw me in the mix and said, I bet if it was a black man, he wouldn't have cared. And I care about everybody. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what race, creed, sexuality, whatever. If you're a good person, I care about you. And, because cones are people too. They have feelings. So it made me a little bit upset that somebody would mess with a 13-year-old girl like that. And I don't feel the urge to defend myself, but I don't know, I have this picture of this guy, and I've always wondered what happened to him. So, so yesterday, Sean Harvell, who is brother to Andy Harvell, who was with John Brown and Dan Zerby when Extortion 17 went down, and he drowned yesterday, and he was a good guy. He was a good dude. and I feel very sorry for him, the pain that he was in. Losing his brother was a very... I mean, people take things hard, and then people take it hard, and he took it hard, and I knew he was doing better, and I guess, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, swimming, and I'm not saying anything, this is a plea to anybody that, accidental, not accidental, purpose, not on purpose, just talk to somebody. I know I said this like a couple weeks ago, but it just, if you guys can get that into your brains now to talk to somebody, maybe, you won't end up like 22 vets every day that, on average take their lives. So, it's weird because like my heart hurts and it feels like there's this cloud just kind of over my head. And I found out yesterday, right before we went to soccer practice, and like I did not want to be at soccer practice, but I couldn't yell at kids or, so I just kind of did breathing and stuff, and I don't know. Life's too short, too valuable, too important, and people love you, whether you think so or not. So if you're in some dark place, somebody cares about you. I promise, somebody cares about you, and that's the kind of people that you want to associate with, the people that care about you, and just, don't isolate, insulate. Seek out help, ask somebody for help, and once again, I'm not saying that Sean did anything, I'm just saying that there's a possibility, and with how dark things are for people, I mean, it could have just been an accident, he was just swimming, and drowned, which, he was a great swimmer, so I don't know how that would happen, but stuff happens, so, I mean, so, a little bit of a funny story, and then, end up serious, which, there's a Pararescue Foundation, I think it's Pararescue.Foundation, who is trying to help guys so they don't, so they realize that life is good, and while there's life, there's hope, so you just gotta stay in the fight, and, and then, if you guys are looking on the topic of PTSD, Achilles in Vietnam by Dr. Jonathan Shea. Excellent book. He used to work for the VA. In fact, he's the one that caught, like, what PTSD was, what was going on. He's like, look at these guys, and then was able to draw the line and the conclusion and say, look at the Iliad. Achilles, this great warrior, brooding and things that he did and acting childish. And he was able to surmise that the people in the Iliad had PTSD. I mean, you're stabbing a guy in the stomach while he's looking you eye to eye. I'm pretty sure you're going to have some issues. I can't even imagine that one. So I mean, war is not natural. It's our profession, I guess, but it's not natural. And so nobody comes back the same. So to think that you're going to come back perfectly normal is not realistic. And so, it's okay to be bothered by what you saw. It's okay. Everybody's hurting, but for some reason nobody talks about it. I know, go figure. It doesn't make any sense to me. Well, because we live in a John Wayne mentality, and John Wayne never cried. But it's not fair to your average person to inflict that kind of pressure on them. You don't cry in the middle of it. You don't freeze in the middle of it. You get it done. But when you get home and you're allowed to, Gates Fire, Stephen Pressfield talks about how the eclepticus, after the battle, and they reunited the two pieces of wood that would early dog tag so they could identify each other. Well, as soon as they got their other piece back, they would fall down and cry and shake and all kinds of stuff because they were so amazed that they were still alive. I mean, why not me? Why my friend? Look at Henry V. It says, by God's grace, be blessed and not our own. I can't tell you why some people survive and some people don't survive. That's just life. And when it's your time, it's your time. And, so don't, being a PJ or combat controller is pretty much inviting death to your door every day anyway, but it's not for silly reasons. You invite death to your door because you're saving other people from him. You know what? He's not just ready yet. We'll make him another 20, 30 years, and that's a beautiful thing, so it's okay to risk death for life, but risking death for death, or I ride big waves occasionally, and I like big waves. So I'm not talking about like that kind of risking death. I'm talking about like drunk driving, mixing drugs and alcohol, mixing pills and your lifestyle. And that's coming. At one point with all my injuries, I was on 6 Percocet a day, and 6 Percocet a day is like, you're look at the lights. Those are nice. So I'm very happy I'm not doing that anymore. Thanks to the doctors giving me the alpha stem and wear my little alpha waves and acupuncture and things that are much healthier pain control than narcotics. So if you can do the least amount of narcotics possible, that the doctor says, well, you can do 4 a day, try it for 3, try it for 2. You're gonna be in pain. That's just life. It sucks. If you gotta take the pill, take the pill. But if you can, kind of just get used to it, take a hot shower, take a bath, take a nap, whatever you can do. Just you don't want to get strung out on stuff. You don't want to live that kind of life. So do some counts for Sean. Run a little faster. He liked tattoos. I'm not saying you necessarily have to go get tattoos. But he was a good dude. I was with him in Kadena, and I loved him like a brother. Him and his brother were very good people. So remember, you're good people too, because that's what cones are. Work hard, train hard, live hard, play hard, I guess. But always with a little bit of safety involved. even at your most non-safety, there's got to be a little bit of I wore my seatbelt so I would be safe, and I can live with that. So you just got to live your own life and be good and do what's right. So thank you for listening, and I will chat with you later.